What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 24th day of May, and here we are sitting at about $352 with roughly 11 hours left in the day. We have seen this breakdown as was to be expected, as we did expect, and well, not only did we break down, we had exceptional volume. We've actually continued to go lower. We have seen a slightly lower low. Now, if we look at this here on the daily time frame, we do have bullish divergence on the RSI, bullish divergence on the stochastics, and bullish divergence on the MACD. That doesn't mean from here that we have to move up. It could. We could continue to drop a little bit lower and form more divergence, okay? And technically, to be completely technical, this is technical analysis, we don't officially have bullish divergence until we get one day to close green while these indicators have higher lows. So right now it looks like bullish divergence, but if today, for example, were to close down here, that divergence goes away. It's lower lows, there's no more divergence. Same thing with the MACD, same thing with, well, actually, to be fair, the MACD doesn't need a green day because it already had a light color in the histogram. So to be fair, that divergence is there. But for the stochastics and the RSI, we would need to see a green day, I believe. I wouldn't be surprised if we found support here. We did see a significant drop. I mean, think about it this way. You're moving sideways for a long time. You see a significant drop. You're probably going to get some volatility, probably. We could push back to that $400 area, somewhere around there. You know, we were finding support on this level. We were finding support on this trend line for so long. Might we go back and test it for resistance? I think it's completely acceptable if we do that, but nothing to get too excited about. I know it's easy whenever you've been stacking cash and you've been patient and you're waiting and it finally drops to just unload the truck and go full in here. It's really easy if you only go halfway in or a quarter of the way in or 10% of the way in, and then you see the price coming up to just dump the load in there and FOMO and say, screw it, I'm just going to get in, even if it goes lower, whatever. But I do encourage people, and I love Bitcoin Cash. You guys know I do. It's probably my favorite cryptocurrency that exists. I do encourage you guys to be patient. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This is a completely phenomenal price to buy. But what we did here, this breakout that happened, okay, this was not relative to this consolidation phase. It was relative to this consolidation phase. And personally, I have a hard time believing that this is the beginning, or that this is just the end. This is just the beginning, right? What took nearly a year to consolidate is finally breaking out. You think that it's done in like a week's time? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think we have a reckoning to go still. I think we still have lower lows to go. It's completely possible that we even go below these lows, but I certainly do hold to the expectation that Bitcoin Cash will go below $300. At that point, that's what I'm going to say consistently, that it's a great time to buy. Now, still, it is a good time to buy here. If you've got long-term expectations, long-term drive, if you're looking to hold this for the years to come, $352 is a blessing. It really is. I don't care if it goes lower. It doesn't matter. It's still, inevitably, it's going to eviscerate this entire range, right? But if you're trying to be strategic, just a little, thought, stack cash, wait for it to go below 300, and then, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's just what I'm planning to do. If we see reasons to change, the reason why I'm doing that is because as much as I would rather buy here if it pumps, I'm completely comfortable buying up here. I'm completely comfortable buying at higher prices because everything in this range is still a cheap price for Bitcoin Cash. I'm fine with messing it up a little bit, but man, from here, 351 below 300, that's a little bit more significant. And that I think, I don't know, if I have to wait for that, I will. But statistically speaking, looking at the charts and everything and just going with what the expectations are around this consolidation range, I think it's completely appropriate to expect lower prices as time goes on. I didn't word that the best, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. 1 hour time frame here. Don't let me stop you from buying, though. If you want to buy, if you can't help yourself, you want to buy, words of the wise would be DCA. DCA, time-based DCA, okay? 352, $54 right now. Sorry, 54 minutes in this hour. Man, I did not sleep well last night. 1 hour time frame rejecting this area, coming down, looking bearish. Stochastics look bearish. The MACD had some bullish momentum and looks like it wants to come back down. Bearish, probably bearish overall there. 4 hour time frame, we look at this. Certainly bearish on the RSI, the stochastics, and the MACD. Daily time frame, bearish, 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 with a little bit of bullish divergence there on the MACD, and yet to confirm the bullish divergence on all these other things. So again, even if we're not moving down immediately, which the shorter term time frames would suggest that we go a little bit lower. We're at $352 now. Maybe we go a little bit lower here, we find a higher low. Maybe we go a little bit lower, we find a lower low. I don't think we're going to see anything dramatic here. The dramatic move already happened. But we probably do see some volatility. We probably do move up a little bit, maybe move back up to that $400 level, and then come back down. I would expect that we do come back down, perhaps in the month of June, if not July. Going into the later parts of this year, we should be seeing lower prices. That's my expectation. And as far as what it'll look like when we're at those lows, I don't know. Maybe we get down there, and as soon as we get down to that low, maybe we see a lower low, maybe it's a higher low, whatever it is. As soon as we get down there, boom, we rip, we V-shape recover, right? Like here, whenever we move down here, 1 week, boom, and then the next week, boom, you're just moving up, crazy. But in this context, this was also at the end of a long phase of consolidation. So might we get down here, see a little bit of recovery, but consolidate for a long time before, just like we consolidated up here for a long time. Could we do that and then break out later sometime in 2027? There will be time to accumulate. I think this won't be the last time, even if we move up here like $50, this won't be the last time that we see these prices this year of 2026. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Let's see here. I don't really have anything else to say. I think that does it. We look at the weekly time frame. The bullish divergence on the MACD is building. We still have more bullish divergence there, which is nice, as time goes on. The RSI is in the shitter right now. It's kind of in the dumps. You could find support right here. We found support right in this area before. We closed the week at this price in about 11 hours. If we close it here, we'll stand to bounce off the oversold zone and come back up, get a lower high, and then maybe try again later, right? These lower highs have been affecting us. Once we get oversold, that'll probably be the point at which we start to form our final leg down. Stochastics are oversold. They've been oversold for a while. This is definitely bearish conditions overall, but there's a little bit of a bullish foreshadowing in the future as long as this divergence maintains, just like it did here, just like it did here, right? We look at that, we moved up from there. We look at this, we moved up from there. And we go back in time. Was there bullish divergence here? Not really. Right here there was, right there, and well, we moved sideways, but then inevitably pumped up. Doesn't mean that we have to bounce now. We probably see a little bit of volatility in the meantime, but inevitably lower is the expectation. So I got nothing else for you guys. Shout out to the House of the Dragon one last time. You guys know I love you. This is probably the only crypto, or one of the only cryptos, that if I talk about it going down, I don't get grief. People are like, hell yeah, bro. It's going to go down. Let's go. I'm going to buy more. That's a great attitude to have. Whereas some people, whenever I talk about their cryptos, whatever they are, if I say they're going down, I'm all of a sudden Satan, or in the likings of Hitler. I'm a pariah. Where here it's not that big of a deal. Because we're not children. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.